and like misdemeanors and stuff like that. And it was just kind of, I don't know. It was just kind of funny because they weren't impeached, and he's not going to be able to get impeached. So all this like impeachment talk, you can try, please, by all means try, but I guarantee you it's never going to happen. And he's just going to slow walk everybody, and he's got all these people in front of him talking for him, and he's out there tweeting stuff, look over here, look over here, look over here, and he's out here doing this. And, you know, his sons and daughters, his daughter and his son, they're making deals underneath that so they can have money by the time the presidency's over. When he became president, he was not thinking about the American people. He was thinking about all the money he could make. I'm telling you, he was not thinking about being the president of the United States. He was thinking about all the money he could make from 1 year to 40 years, because he knew damn well in hell nobody was gonna, he knew he wasn't gonna become president. Come on now. He probably emphatically believed that he wasn't going to become president, and then he became president, and now he's like, shit, I'm making all these deals and I'm doing what I got to do, you know, so I can get some money and make these deals and make this. He's making deals, he's making personal deals, and he's getting in trouble. And it's like, can't somebody say, whoa, stop? You know, stop. For God's sake, stop. Can't you just be the president? Stop trying to make money, make deals for the next 2 years. You got 2 years left, and focus on your presidency. Or whatever the hell this is called right now, because it's not a presidency. Now, as far as the war, okay? As far as the war and him pulling his troops out of Syria, I'm just going to say this. You know what? I'm going to talk about terrorism for a minute. He's always talking about like the terrorists. And it's important to realize, to have a clear understanding of terrorism and understand what it is in and of itself. It's basically, no, I'm not even gonna, just don't, I'm telling myself not to go there, because you don't want to upset people, because then people get, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna say this. You know, to some extent, most terrorists come here on student visas, come here on planes. They're not, you know, climbing the borders to get here. We got terrorists here that are Americans just waiting to do bad things. You know, Timothy McVeigh, you know, he was one of them. You know, school shootings, people, you know, just waiting to do bad things. And I don't like, that's why I don't like grouping, because we could be looking bad to other countries too when we have all these, you know, even to ourselves as Americans. You know, we got school shootings, Timothy McVeigh shooting at concerts. You know, these are terrorists that came from other countries. This is us. This is us doing it. You know what I mean? So, you know, the border security, the border wall, yes, I agree, yes. But you have to understand that there's also stuff that's happening here that Americans that have done too. You know, Timothy McVeigh and school shootings and you know, just a man men who snap with guns and go in and shoot people up. You know, going into churches and going into theaters. You know, shooting in a crowd like it. And we have vigils and stuff like that, but nobody says, you know, they'll say, you know, he was a bad element, and they might hint the word terrorism because they don't want to make Americans feel like we're terrorism. So they talk about terrorism in the scope of it not being here. But there are people out here that wants to hurt you. There's people out here that want to hurt you that's Americans. There's people that hurt you that's Mexicans. There's people out there that want to hurt you, you know, that's all races and many races. So grouping people together in a sense of saying, well, it's the Mexicans and they and the immigrants and the illegal immigrants. Like, leave the legal immigrants alone. You want to do the illegals coming over here, fine, but you got to do it right. You got to do it right, and you got to try to set up something so they can have an opportunity to get here. Because I guarantee you, if y'all let him stop Mexican people from coming over here and start having other people come over here, all that application process is just a slow walk. It'll be 50 years before they can get over here. It'll be like 20 years before they can get here. You know what I mean? Oh, the application process is so long and you're looking at like 10 years and stuff like that. I have something on my face and I don't know what the heck it is. And it'd be like, I got this. This is the brown one and it's all like puffy. That's what, get a brown one. So yeah, it's just, yeah, like don't get a brown one. Why? So you don't have to buy another one? You know when you have to buy another one because they feel, they're not putting it on right. It's too, yeah, too cake face. But still, yeah, I'm just everywhere at this point. Oh, and yeah, in conclusion, I've written so much and I didn't get to it. That's all right. I'll get to it on another one. I've written way too much and didn't get to it. Well, what I want to say in my closing remarks. I believe that Republicans and Democrats, I believe a Republican or a Democratic government can do things in conjunction, can do things to help each other. I do believe that, but make no mistake, majority rules. You'll get that later. One side is back in the game. Again, now what can we do to fix it? What can we do to help our fellow man? What can we do to help these immigration laws? What can we do? We can start by not letting them dictate exactly what they want. We got to make sure that our views are being heard, our views are being listened to. Because if they're not, then it's like, I elect you to do a job and you just go in there and half the time you're just sitting down and collecting a paycheck. And then you might say, I agree on this, I agree on this, I agree on that. But you also have to understand there's a lot of stuff coming at these politicians, a lot of paperwork and a lot of stuff up there on Capitol. There's a lot of stuff that they skip through. Who the hell's gonna sit? If all I did was work, if all I did was work up there, all I would be doing is reading. All day long reading. I'd be hiring people just to sum things up. Because nobody's going to read 750 page this. There's another 250 page that. Another. So they're like the highlights. What's seriously important, and and then you have those old guys who will sit there and just skim through and read. And I don't agree with that and make notes and stuff like that. But that takes time. That's why I was like, why isn't anything in it? Because all that stuff takes time. But at the same time, you better be making sure you're saying the right things. But again. What did I say before? As far as details. Because it might say something, this is this deal, but that deal also has a category of this. What is it? 818 categories in the previous one I was talking about? 818 categories. It's got a bunch of things in them. And if you agree with one specific title, I agree with this bill, that means in everybody's mind, you agree with everything down the line, and you might not agree with everything down the line. You can simply say, oh no, I don't agree with this section, I don't agree with that section, I don't agree with this section. I'll be up there like section 4 or 5, section 27B. Like I would literally be like, I agree with the majority of it, 60% of it, but I don't agree with everything. But we'll never agree on everything. And that's what people aren't getting about politics. You're never going to agree on absolutely everything, because if you did, then it would be a perfect world. It would be like, okay, you agree, I agree, we all agree. And how about this? Oh, we'll work that out. No, how about this? Not we'll work that out. How about this? Oh, we'll give you this if you give us this. Okay, And that's pretty much how it is. But right now with the shutdown, and like I said, he will hold that. Like I said, he will hold that shutdown for the next. I just kept going. He will hold that shutdown until his presidency ends. Make no mistake about that. Because he wants it. He wants what he wants. And you have to understand, like I said, in order to understand the president, you have to understand the man. And he is going to either get that wall funding or he's not going to open up the government. they're going to be trying to impeach his ass. He still ain't going to be trying to open up the government. But like I said, chance of him being impeached, almost zero. Like, he's not going to be impeached. There's just no way. He's there because it sends a bad signal to saying that, you know, it's basically a president who has failed to do his job. That's what impeachment is. It's a president who has failed to do his job, and they're not going to impeach him. They're just not going to. His people are like, people are going to vote for him. People, you know, they don't want to be like, the last thing people want is for Democrats. The last thing that Republicans want is for Democrats to be able to say, we got his ass impeached and y'all don't know how to give us a president. Y'all don't have to know how to get the American people a president. So he's not going to get impeached. His own people, like, they're never going to let that happen. He probably after he's done, he'll probably end up maybe possibly going to jail for his own stuff, but it might not have nothing to do with the presidency. I'm telling you, they're not going to be able to get him, and because he's going to be like, oh, I said this, oh, I might have been mistaken, and he's going to use that idiocy thing to his advantage. Oh, they might have been mistaken, and he's using it now. You know, his lawyers are using it now. People around him are saying, I don't agree with him. And because sometimes when people smell blood in the water, or when they smell that the ship is sinking, they're going to say stuff like, I'm done. Oh no, I didn't believe in all that, da. But you was right here on his right side before. And, you know, so I just, you know, I try to, I'm just like, and as like I said, this is just me talking in layman's terms to get people to really understand what's going on up there. If I'm not explaining it, I'm gonna do more research and try to learn more, you know, whatever to really be able to give it to you guys. But I really wanted to say this because it was such a, I don't know. Like, it's probably, and with my last minute, I'm gonna say this. The war with Syria is like, it's like he said, we're done, we've won, we're done. And it's kind of like helping somebody in a fight or getting in a fight. And then he says, you know, we're doing good. And okay, you're good? All right, I'm going to go. Oh no, you guys got this. You got this? All right, thanks, bye. And that's what is pulling that. It's like a guy getting jumped. It's like your friend getting jumped, or somebody you allies with getting jumped, and then somebody else jumps in, and then it's a fight, and we're all trying to fight to try to keep the peace. And then somewhere towards the end of the fight, you just kind of walk away and say, "All right, I'm gone." To me, that's what he's doing. Like you finish what you start. All right, everyone. I wanted to say thank you very much for listening to me. I will be back soon to bring you some more stuff. And like I said, I believe Republicans and Democrats can get along if they somehow try to reach a common ground. I mean, there's brilliant minds out there on both sides trying to figure out what the problem is. But the problem is, I find that the head isn't listening to what the arms on one side both is actually wanting. And he's basically saying, you know, this is what I want for myself, for my legacy of what I want. I said I was going to do this. I set out to do this, and I'm going to do this. Sometimes you got to lower your expectations, sweetheart, and try to do what's best for the people. With that being said, I'm T. Coates. Thank you for watching. Saying, did I get it right? Was I close? Was on? You agree? You don't agree? Subscribe. Thank you very much. Wow, 1 hour. Okay, happy times. Thank you very much. You have a good day, and comment down below. Try to be nice. All right, bye.